Pope Benedict XVI shocked the world when he announced his resignation last Monday. Top officials of the Roman Catholic Church will meet in Rome next month to choose a replacement. Roman Catholic Cardinals under the age of 80 will gather in what is called a conclave. They are kept apart from the world until a new pope is elected. The cardinals promise to keep what they say at their meeting secret forever. They vote by secret ballot. The pope must be chosen by a 2/3 majority. Ballots are burned after the voting. When a pope is chosen, the ballots are treated with a substance that makes them produce white smoke when they burn. This lets outsiders know there is a new pope. We're talking today with VOA's Jack Payton about what we might expect from the new pope. Jack was a reporter in the Vatican for many years.
The next pope will have to be able to relate to people and speak publicly and speak clearly. A lot of language ability is also extremely important. Most popes, recent popes, have spoken at least 4 or 5 languages fluently, some of them more than that. The pope also has to have what is called pastoral experience, having worked with dioceses and Catholics out in the real world.
How the Catholic Church works with people of other faiths appears to be a big issue. What kind of interfaith cooperation can we expect with the new pope?
I think whoever is chosen pope is going to have to put a lot of emphasis on interfaith cooperation. This whole movement of the Church to relate and interact with other faiths has been ongoing since the early 60s, since the Second Vatican Council, and it's part of the Church's DNA right now.
Some say choosing the pope is a religious process, others say it is political. What do you think? Does God choose the pope, or do cardinals make some deliberations?
Well, reporters who cover the Vatican have been debating that for years. I know when I was there, this was a great topic of discussion. The cardinals would always say that we go in and we do our calculations and deliberations, but the Holy Spirit is helping us in that regard. So they acknowledge the political aspects of the selection, but bring in the spiritual aspect as well.
There's a very old story called The Prophecy of the Popes, and it is claimed to predict the popes since the 12th century. The prophecy says the next pope will be the last. What do you think?
Oh, I think not. I think the next pope is going to be the latest in a long line of successions. The papacy's been there for 2,000 years now. It's had a lot of rough times. It's almost split apart on several occasions due to doctrinal differences, but it's still there. It's probably the most enduring institution that we have on earth today, and I don't think it's going to be going away anytime soon.
Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you.
Catholic officials expect a new pope will be chosen by Easter, which this year falls on March 31st. As Christopher Cruz reports, Vatican watchers say there is no clear choice.
Many people in Africa are hoping Pope Benedict's replacement will come from their continent. 2 West African cardinals are considered by some Vatican watchers to be among the top candidates. The 2 are Peter Turkson of Ghana and Francis Arinze of Nigeria. Britain's gaming industry has named both men and Cardinal Mark Willett of Canada as favorites to win the job. Cardinal Turkson is 64 years old. He was born in Ghana and is the former Archbishop of Cape Coast in central Ghana. He now works at the Vatican as president of the Pontifical Council for Justice and Peace. Last October, Cardinal Turkson was in the news because he showed a film called Muslim Demographics to a group of Catholic bishops. The film claims Muslims will one day take over parts of Europe because of immigration and high birth rates. The Vatican says the film does not represent the beliefs of the Roman Catholic Church. Cardinal Arinze is 80 years old and from southern Nigeria. He spent 18 years there as Archbishop in the city of Onitsha. Cardinal Arinze is known for talking with leaders of other religions. In 1999, he received an award from the International Council of Christians and Jews for his work on interfaith relations. If either Cardinal Turkson or Cardinal Arinze is elected, he would become the first non-European Catholic Pope in more than 1,800 years. In Nigeria, Catholic clergy say God, not people, chooses the leader of the Catholic Church. However, many people in Nigeria think it is time for an African Pope. Outside Holy Trinity Church in Abuja, the Nigerian capital, the Reverend Mathew Maleek says talk about the nationality of the next pope is a political question, not a religious one.
The Church of God has continued to survive by the power of the Holy Spirit. So it is the Spirit of God himself, that chooses, who, it wants. It's not like a politics.
Reverend Maleek says Pope Benedict should be praised for leaving office gracefully. At a cyber cafe on the other side of Abuja, Emmanuel Iweka, a Catholic, agrees that God's choice for Pope cannot be wrong. But he says, it seems like now could be time for an African Pope. He says Africans pray to take leadership positions in the Church the same way they once prayed to take leadership roles in football.
We are praying that one day it may come just like what happened in South Africa World Cup last time.
There are also reports that the next pope will come from the developing world, namely Latin America. Others believe the next pope may come from Canada or the United States, where Cardinal Timothy Dolan of New York has been identified as a possible pope. Cardinals from the Philippines, Argentina, Brazil, and Europe have also been talked about in both non-religious and Catholic news media as possible candidates.